Hello learners, my dear learners, good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night. Today we will discuss about properties of a parallelogram. So let's get started. Now this is a very important part of the geometry. Properties of a parallelogram help us to identify a parallelogram from a given set of figures easily and quickly. Before we learn about the properties, let us first know about parallelogram. As you know, my dear learners, it is a four sides closed figure with equal and parallel opposite sides and equal opposite angles. Let us learn more about the properties of a parallelogram in detail in this session. The purpose of conducting this session to refresh, my dear learners, your knowledge. Now you see on the screen here the four important properties of parallelogram angles and sides are as follows. Right? Here you see the opposite sides of parallelogram are equal and parallel to each other. Opposite angles are equal. Angle A equal to angle C and angle B equal to angle D. All the angles of a parallelogram add up to 360 degree. That means you can symbolize it. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D equal to 360 degree. The consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementaries. That means it is equal to 180 degree. That is angle A plus B equal to 180 degree. Angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Angle C plus angle D equal to 180 degree. Angle D plus angle A equal to 180 degree. Now the things which we discuss later in this session, right? So first, you see, what are the properties of a parallelogram? The four important properties of parallelogram just we have discussed above, right? Now, here is the figure. You see, we have above discussed that angle A, angle B equal to 180 degree, angle B, angle D, angle C plus angle B equal to 180 degree. We have seen here, no, above angle A plus angle B equal to 180 degree. Angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Why we are telling this one? Here the consecutive angle of a parallelogram are supplementary. That's why we have seen here angle C plus D. Above you see angle here C. Now this one why? You know very well. Yes. Angle A plus D 180 degree. Angle A, angle D 180 degree. Angle A plus angle B 180 degree. Angle A, angle B 180 degree. Angle B plus angle C 180 degree. And angle C plus angle D equal to 180. So I hope that all of you understand, right? The things next. A parallelogram is a type of quadrilateral, as you know, in which the opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. This side, and this side are equal, and this side and this side. I have shown on the screen. Now, there are four angles in a parallelogram. Very good. At the vertices. Understanding the properties of parallelogram helps to easily relate its angle and sides. Dear learners, also the properties are helpful for calculations in problems relating to the sides and angles of a parallelogram. All the above properties hold true for all types of parallelogram. But now let us learn about individual properties of some special parallelogram. Dear learners, as you know, the three different parallelograms are square, rectangle and rhombus, which are different from each other. Why? Because of their properties, yet they all come under the category of parallelogram. So, first, properties of square. Do you know, my dear learners, all four sides of a square are equal, all four angles are equal and of 90 degree each. Here is the figure, no? This one, this one, this one, this one, isn't it? Do you know the angles is 90 degree represent that line, that line. Next, diagonals of a square bisect its angles. Both the diagonals have the same length. Opposite sides are equal and parallel to each other. It is for square. Just above you had discussed one by one. Properties of rectangle. The opposite sides of rectangle are equal and parallel. You see here, opposite sides are equal and parallel. All four angles are equal and measure 90 degrees each. Both the diagonal are of the same length. When you see, this is the diagonal of the rectangle, whatever you name them, A, B, C, D. This length are equal in rectangle. Now next, for rhombus. Properties of rhombus. In this, same as sides of the square are equal. So in rhombus, all sides are equal in length. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. That means diagonals will intersect at 90 degree. Here you see. As you know, the sum of any two adjacent interior angle is 180 degree. The sum of any two adjacent interior angles is 180 degree. That means you can say that this one and this one, right? Opposite sides are equal and parallel to each other. Very good. All sides are equal, then it is very easy to say that opposite sides are equal and parallel to each other. Now, next slide, properties of parallelogram diagonals. Right, dear? First, we will recall the meaning of a diagonal. Diagonals are line segment. Diagonals are line segment that join the opposite vertex. That join the opposite vertices. You see, here is A and here is C. The AC line segment joining the vertex A and C. Same as B vertex and D. A line is joining. That is line segment. BD joining the vertex B and D. In parallelogram, from this figure, AC and BD are the diagonals, just simply, of a parallelogram. Let us assume that O is the intersecting point of the diagonals AC and BD. Here is the O, right? Now, the properties of diagonals of parallelogram are as follows. Diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. You have learned, my dear, in 6th class, two line segment intersecting at a point, right? This is the intersecting point of two line segment. Recall this one and visualize it in this content to understand. Diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Bisect means what? Divide in equal part. Divide in equal part. You see, this one and this one, and this one and this one. This point is dividing AC equal part. Suppose this length is 4 cm. And what is the length of OA? It would be 2 cm. And OC 2 cm. Why? 4 cm divided by 2 as per the definition. Right. Now, this one, each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. When this line segment divide it, then what can you see about that? What said here? Each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Suppose here it is your parallelogram, right? When you draw the diagonal, right, this triangle 1 and this triangle 2. This triangle 1 is this triangle 2. This means this triangle, by congruent rule, this triangle are equal in shape and size. That is the meaning of that. Each diagonals divide the parallelogram into two congruent. And you know in the class 7, this one, triangle CDA congruent triangle ABC and triangle BAD congruent triangle DCB. It is why? Because when you go through the diagonal AC, you get this situation. This triangle CDA congruent triangle ABC. When you go through the diagonal BD, so BD also divided parallelogram into equal parts. That is congruent. So how can we write triangle BAD congruent triangle DCB? Right, dear. Now, parallelogram law, the sum of the squares of sides is equal to the sum of the square of the diagonal. It is also, you will see in the 9th class how it prove it, right? AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus DA square equal to AC square plus BD square, right? So dear learners, I hope that this session will help you to understand and refresh your knowledge about the properties of the parallelogram. It will help in 9th class, 8th class, 7th class to understand and solve the problem on the basis of parallelogram. Thank you for watching, my dear learners. Have a nice day. In next session, we will discuss about the theorem. Okay, dear learners. Thank you.